Okay, hi again. I'm Mark Kapner, that energy guy. And I'm here with you today to talk about the big picture, the global picture of wind and solar energy and how they compare to conventional electricity generation sources. So there are 4 facts that I'd like to present. And this information all comes from the United Nations Environmental Program report. And it basically looks back over 10 years, from 2008 to 2018, for which we have the most recent data. And these numbers, reported by the UN, are global. They cover the entire world. And they make the point that renewable energy is no longer the alternative. It has now become the mainstream conventional way of producing electricity. So let's start with the first fact. Over the past 10 years, reported by the UN, solar generating capacity increased by a factor of 25. It's 25 times as large now as it was in 2008. Second fact, let's look at dollars. Where are the energy investment dollars going? Because these indicate where businesses believe the most productive way of making money on their money is in electric power. Well, it so happens that investments in wind and solar, the 2 renewable energy sources, in the past year, this is 1 year now, renewable investment was triple, 3 times the investment in fossil fuels for making electricity, that is coal and natural gas. Renewable energy is attracting more investment capital, 3 times as much investment capital in 2018 as gas and coal energy generation. Third fact, let's look at the actual numbers. And again, these are global numbers over the past 10 years. Solar increased by 640 gigawatts, that's GW. And I'll say what a gigawatt is in a few minutes, but first of all, let's just compare apples and apples. So we're using the rating, the size of power plants are measured in gigawatts. Solar, 640 gigawatts. Wind, 490. Natural gas, 440. So, solar compared to natural gas, 640 over 440. Even wind, a little bit higher than natural gas. So, what's a gigawatt? Well, a gigawatt is a measure of electrical generating capacity. That is the way we measure the size of power plants. A gigawatt is 1,000 megawatts. What's a megawatt? A megawatt is 1,000 kilowatts. What does this all mean? Well, in the United States, the total generating capacity of all the power plants is roughly 1,000 gigawatts, the United States. So what this says is that solar, over the past 10 years, has brought us to 640 gigawatts compared to the United States total generating capacity of 1,000 or so. Well, that means the world has now got solar energy being produced at about 2/3 the size of the United States electricity generation. Okay, one more fact. Costs. Solar costs, the cost of building a solar power plant over the last 10 years have gone down by 80%. So what does this all mean? It means renewable energy is here, it's real, it's growing at a much faster rate than other forms of electricity. And we should be hopeful that this growth will continue and thereby reduce the emissions of greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide and methane, and use the forces of nature, the wind and the sun, to produce our electricity. And that's a good thing. Thank you very much. I am Mark Kapner, your energy guy.